Và chào mừng các bạn đã quay trở lại với video không phải walkthrough nhầm, Dark Souls 2 Lord. Hôm nay chúng ta sẽ cùng nhau xem video về The Iron King, một vị vua có hình dáng của một con quỷ khổng lồ chìm mình trong biển lửa, tắm nắng, tắm hơi. Thì rất cảm ơn một YouTuber có tên là DavecontrolLive đã cho mình quyền để được sử dụng video của anh ấy và làm tư liệu để chúng ta hiểu rõ hơn về thế giới của Dark Souls. Vâng, không thể dài dòng hơn nữa vì thực ra mình đâu liên quan gì đến cái lore này đâu, cho nên chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu xem video ngay và luôn.
What's up guys, I'm Dave Klein. Today we're going to talk about the king whose kingdom would eventually crumble into a bed of molten lava. He himself transfigured into a terrible demon. It's time to discuss the Old Iron King. The Old Iron King reigned for a period in Drangleic, before the kingdom was known as such. Every indication is that he was a powerful, greedy, and cruel king who flaunted his wealth and power. In the heyday of his land, the Old Iron King fancied entertaining dubious and eccentric guests from faraway lands. Most of them were charlatans, but amongst the riffraff were true masters of authentic and refined arts. In the Old Iron King's great iron keep was a vast collection of weapons, erected as a display of strength to the world, but they were lost when the king's conceit doomed the castle to sink into a lake of fire. He was known as the Iron King, for his kingdom resided in a land full of iron. He built a magnificent iron castle, and possibly for having an iron will. He built up a strong iron castle of all of the materials found in the land. Remnants can still be found as the ironclad soldiers are a good source for large titanite shards. These ironclad soldiers were minions created by the Old Iron King, their life granted by an enchantment of souls. The Old Iron King had loyal knights to serve him, known as the Alone Knights. The accoutrements of the Alone Knights who served the Old Iron King were created with an advanced casting technique. The bonds of these knights who served the Old Iron King were mightier than the land's iron. During the Iron King's reign, the undead curse began to spread, and it's my belief that instead of being afraid of the curse, it seems the king chose to treat the undead as scum, and enjoyed torturing them and using them as his playthings. He used the undead copse as a hunting ground where the undead hunts during the reign of the Old Iron King took place, and the cells in which the undead were held still stand to this day. However, the march of time has eroded away any difference between the captors and the captives. That's right. The Iron King would literally hunt undead for fun. He led his best men on undead hunts, but their memories were purged in rebirth. The very men who were ordered to hunt down the undead were themselves hollowed and found a kingdom of bone. The Iron King didn't stop at simply hunting the undead down, however, but also seemed to utilize his men to torture the undead who they captured. Next to the undead copse lies the undead purgatory, and I believe this can be associated with the Iron King. As a purgatory is a place meant to cleanse and purify souls, it seems that with what we know of the Iron King, he would also put undead here. Roaming the undead copse are torturers. Just by looking at their weapons, you can imagine what sorts of things they would do to the undead. Guarding the undead purgatory is the executioner's chariot. The chariot was created only to torment undead, and it took the form of a horrendous mad steed, a window into the soul of its master. Its chariot lance's perverse design mirrors the chariot from which it came, a merciless creation that endlessly tortured the undead. While the Iron King likely didn't partake in the torture himself, I do believe in its relative location to the copse, the Iron King built the undead purgatory and allowed the actions to partake. Ironically, this sort of torture likely drove any undead closer to hollowing. Between the undead copse and the Iron Keep lies Harvest Valley and the Earthen Peak. Atop the Earthen Peak resides Mitha, the baneful queen.
That creature. She was human once, you know. Yeah. In fact, she was wed to the prince of that nearby castle. But her husband? He had feelings for another. Before long, the princess's ire transformed her into a monster. Now, listen here. When do you think this all happened? Long ago, when this very land was called something else.
Obtaining her soul reveals the queen sought the king's affection, even poisoning herself to attain beauty, despite the monstrous consequences, all for the compelling madness known as love. Given her relative location to the Iron Keep, and that she sought a certain king's affection, I believe Mitha was in love with the Iron King, who did not return her affections. Mytha was the fairest queen in the land until something unhinged her. Was it the poison found deep within the earth, or the passion that consumed her heart?
Why do people try so hard to be beautiful? We cats are born beautiful, of course. The human ego. How many ugly iron castles has it erected? And they don't even see the folly of their ways. But that's what makes watching humankind so delightful. It reminds me of someone who lived long ago. A vainglorious liar who ended up hurling himself into the flames. Now he's Icarus Earth, if I'm not mistaken.
Upon defeating the Old Iron King in New Game Plus, players will be rewarded with the Old King Soul, Soul of the Ineffable. This once magnificent soul continues to exert influence over the land, even after the eons have reduced it to these remnants. By trading the Old King Soul to Ornifex, players will receive the Dragon Slayer Great Bow, and for trading to Strayed, they'll receive Blinding Bolt, crafted in ancient times by the god of sun, but later forbidden by the same deity. Was it to protect the world from hatred or sorrow? This indicates the Old Iron King contains within him Gwyn's soul from Dark Souls 1, Reborn. While the Iron King ruled for a time, it seems it was his own blind conceit that brought about his end, but the tales vary. Was it a demon who brought about the demise, or the weight of the Iron King's giant castle?
There's good iron in these parts. An old king even used it to build a castle. But the thing was too heavy. It slowly sank into the ground. Fire spouted from the earth, and the place turned into this. At least, that's what I'm told. What a bad story, eh?
The Iron King's castle sunk into the lava, but it seems this event wasn't until after the Smelter Demon was created, by the Iron King himself. The Old Iron King's life was taken by a mass of iron that had been given a soul. Was this metal Goliath there from the beginning, or was it a product of the king's conceit? The earth spouted fire and a beast arose from the flames. The short-sighted king was incinerated by the creature in one swing, and his castle devoured in a sea of flames. I believe the Old Iron King gave life to the Smelter Demon himself, but the demon had a will of its own and struck down the king, which led to the Iron Castle sinking into the lava. And I mean, come on, as we all know, the Smelter Demon doesn't exactly fight fair. Roll away, and 1 and 2, and wait, what? Hold on, okay, we can get out of this, no, I'm stuck against a wall, come on, you can get this, roll, no, roll, no, roll! Damn it, Smelter! Hacker. He's using hacks. Clearly, Smelter Demon is a hacker. Can I get him indicted? The Iron Castle sunk into a bed of lava, and the corpse of the Old Iron King became a vessel that bred Icarus Earth. So, what else can be said about the Old Iron King? It seems he represented himself with a bull. Throughout the Iron Keep, multiple bull statues can be found, including one giant bull statue outside of the keep. The statue grasps one part of the castle almost as if it's pulling the castle down into the lava itself. But what do you guys think of this hollowed out statue? Do you think at one point it also had life in it, and perhaps was part of what dragged the Iron Keep into the lava? Or do you think it's simply a monumental statue created by the Iron King in his own conceit? Additionally, the doors of the Iron Keep can be matched to the doors of Sinner's Rise, making it possible the Sinner's Rise was actually built by the Iron King. Alright guys, that wraps up this Dark Souls 2 lore episode. What do you think of the giant bull grasping the side of the Iron Keep? And what do you think the Iron King's involvement was, if any, in the creation of the Sinner's Rise? If you'd like to see more Dark Souls 2 lore, check out my previous episodes. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Chào mừng các bạn đã nhầm rồi. Chúc mừng các bạn đã trải qua được video lore của Dark Souls 2. Các bạn cảm thấy thế nào? Thú vị chứ? Qua 6 phút qua các bạn chắc đã nắm bắt được cơ bản Old Iron King và cuộc đời của ông ấy. Và hãy cho mình biết cảm giác của các bạn. Hãy cho mình biết cái ý kiến riêng của các bạn về lore này, vì tất cả những gì DavecontrolLive nói mình nói và các thành viên khác nói đều chỉ là mang tính lý thuyết, không một ai có thể đưa ra một lý do rõ ràng minh chứng rằng những gì họ nói là hoàn toàn đúng. Từ sau thì các bạn hãy bình luận nhiều hơn, đưa nhiều ý kiến hơn và cho mình biết những cái suy nghĩ của các bạn nhờ phần comment ở YouTube hoặc là ở trên page của mình. Rất cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi video này và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở tập walkthrough sau hoặc là tập lore sau. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại. Hey, mình đừng có quên subscribe cho mình nha. Rất cảm ơn các bạn. Sắp được 500 rồi đó.